Blackstone presents Burgundy, the Classics, a collection of episodes from I'll Drink to That, hosted and produced by Levi Dalton.
Christophe Roumier began working at the Roumier family domain in Chambord-Musigny in the early 1980s after going to school for enology. And the 1980s were a real key period of transition for Burgundy. Dominique Lafon of Comp Lafon was part of that same generation as Christophe, and Dominique recalled that 1980s period in I'll Drink to That episode 438. What he described was a generation of young people who really might have been expected to pursue another profession with the means that they had available to them, but who decided instead to stay in Burgundy and vinify wine as the market for those wines also began to improve. These young people took up work at their family domains after studying enology in school, while also being in regular contact with the older generations of vintners who had never been to school for wine. Here's how Dominique explained the mix of generations and approaches at that time in the 1980s in Burgundy.
It's interesting that you had so much exposure with that older generation because you're sort of associated with the next generation of like Griveau, Roumier, yourself, and then you used to taste with Patrick Bees a lot, right?
Yeah, and Jacques and all this group. I think it's interesting because my generation has one foot in the old time and one foot in the new generation. When I was young, I've known Pierre Ramonet, for example. I've known Mr. Reynaud from Rayas, Jacques d'Angerville, and other people. And those was like old-time people, real old-time people. And, I was a kid and Pierre Ramonet was talking to me. We are the generation that switched things in Burgundy, but we've known those old people. We've known, or they talked to us about how hard it was in the past to work, to sell the wine, to make a living out of it. We had a once a year meeting at the restaurant à la Chapelle with all those producers. And I was very young. Henri Jaillet was here too. Jacques d'Angerville, of course, and Pierre Ramonet, exceptional person, and Mr. Reynaud from Rayas. And one day I was sitting next to each other, and Pierre Ramonet was speaking with that very heavy Burgundian accent, and Mr. Reynaud was speaking with his southern accent, and they were fighting because they were not understanding each other. So I started.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?